Whew. What's up, everybody? It's Keyblade Jojo here with another playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Myths. Last time I streamed this, it was just for a personal speed run, but this time I'm going to play it with the cutscenes this time to show some story in content of what we witnessed last week. Hopefully, everybody, of Kingdom Hearts 3's trailers. Oh my gosh, it's right around the corner in January, ladies and gentlemen. And so I thought I would continue the trend of what I'm doing sort of in chronological order. Since I did Birth by Sleep full on story mode, why not do the same with Kingdom Hearts 1 this time? And I'm going to go straight for Proud mode for this one, because why not? Alright, no vibrations, let's just go straight into it. Hopefully my voice is loud enough to to voice over the intro. And again, this series is just, oh my god, I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 3. It's gonna be amazing. Oh man. Nice little detail with this intro though. They actually did change it up, because for those that may not know, they kind of redid Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Myths from the ground up because of lost data, I believe was the reasoning. And so they went through the trouble of changing the main menu of Kingdom Hearts Final Myths by changing the Squaresoft to Square Enix, and definitely with the opening title as well. So. And plus, Sora's character model in Final Myths now is this Dream Drop. I mean, not a Dream Drop Distance, his Chain of Memories model. For those that may not notice, and they even went through more of a trouble to reanimate the English mouth movements to where it will coincide with the English voice acting, which is amazing. I love that touch. So, but yeah, this run through, like I said, I'm gonna include the cutscenes and, well, try my best to explain what I usually explain always with the series and how I play and all that. Because for those that are, somewhat followers, I already did a run, but it was just what I called a maniac run, just playing the game on Proud Mode, trying to beat it as fast as I can to get the Speedster trophy, while at the same time getting the Proud Mode trophy, because, well, it was just a personal thing. But now it's just for pure enjoyment. I could grind through the worlds normally and, well, just go at my own personal pace. So yeah, it's gonna be a whole new boatload of fun, hopefully. But definitely I can't. This is going. So for me right now, after recently finishing the 3 stories of Birth by Sleep, well, technically 4, but thought I'd play Kingdom Hearts 1 since it's technically the sequel to Birth by Sleep, and then after that will be Chain of Memories to explain a few things, and then 2 Dream Drop Distance until finally the 0.1 and 2 finale of my runs until Kingdom Hearts 3 comes into light. So, which is, to me, right around the corner. I mean, I know we're 6 months away from January, well, 7, I should say. I don't know math, but we're almost there in my viewpoint, and so why not continue the adventure as best as I can to get the games out the way, as well as for people who are trying to get into the series, even for some strange reason they still haven't gotten their own copies of 1.5 and 2.5, but then again, this could also be towards the Xbox players, but I'm rambling too much. But yeah, here we are, Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Myths, Proud Mode to be exact, and we're gonna try our best to level up Sora as greatly as possible. Alright, so it is really a nice true HD remaster. Remaster. There's a difference between remake and remaster. So this is a problem I run. Now normally you would choose defense over strength, but in all honesty for me, I'm fine with focusing on strength, and I'll give up my magic. So we're gonna go for strength for this run. So, a healthy reminder for those that don't know, you're given 3 choices: strength, magic, or defense. But there's different names of it: the power of the warrior, power of the mystic, and the power of the defender. And so you must choose one and give up one, and it actually affects your status. So right now, by choosing the story, I most definitely secured my strength. And so, but by giving up one of these 2 now, I risk lowering my defense, which I'll definitely need for proud mode, or I lose my magic and I'll have less of a meter to start with. But that's okay with me because the spell I use the most is cure anyway. Sure, I'll use the other spells, but cure is my main thing once I get it. So we're gonna give up the power of the mystic. And again, this affects our statuses permanently for the rest of the run. So by making our choices, we now move on to the next point in Sora's heart. Apparently we're completely in his heart. Or should I say maybe my theory for this entire time that the voice for Sora, because Riku has his voice that he deals with, which turns out to be Ansem the Wise. For Sora in this case, I will always say that it's Ventus. So definitely this might be Ventus's second heart, and the reason we see the princesses that we see is because he's actually met them. As for Belle and Aurora, well, as for Belle, really, we don't really get to see much. But I guess it's foreshadowing in some weird way. For Sora, at least. So here, at this point, you get introduced to the Heartless, sort of. Sora just thinks of them as just dream monsters, when clearly it's not a dream. He really could lose his note to the darkness in this realm, but he just thinks he's sleeping. So, yeah, I'm gonna let pretty much all the cutscenes run through unless I die and have to restart. So, here we are. Oh, ow. So by focusing our strength, we'll get rid of these guys, no problem. And depending on which path we choose, determines the weapon that we use. So if we ever chose the staff, we would be using the staff, and if we grab the shield, we would be using the shield. And the staff in Sora has a good reach, the shield doesn't. You definitely have to get close. By choosing the staff, our magic would have been a good start. And then choosing the shield, our defense would have been great, but I decided to focus on strength because that's how I usually roll. And plus the sword looks pretty cool. That's just my viewpoint. But yeah, I do love the Kingdom Hearts tutorials, especially the Roxas one. Most people think like the Roxas tutorial is pointless. I say Roxas tutorial is awesome because, well, it's Roxas. Roxas is my absolute favorite character, and I can't wait to play Kingdom Hearts 2 again to appreciate the fact that he is. So, and one thing that's a great thing that that this somewhat of a remake that they did is that for the command menu, the four choice at the bottom used to be like what you use to interact with stuff, like examine, lift, like what we're doing, you know, throw stuff and all that. But because, you know, Kingdom Hearts 2 made the triangle button such a useful component, they decided to put all the interaction stuff with the triangle button and then replace the fourth slot with with the summon menu, which makes things 10 times easier with summon, because the summon menu used to be where the magic menu was, where it is in the magic menu. Not where it was, like inside one of the selections of magic, and then on like another little menu to choose which summon you want to use. That was tedious, but before they made that, before they fixed that, I was so used to it to be like, okay, get the Tinkerbell for Kurtziza, and there we go. Alright. So, another thing here, that just like with the weapons, The choices you make here will affect your progress with the game as well, and with these guys, it focuses on your leveling up system. So if you choose all the first answers, we will level up slowly, but once you reach a certain level, we'll start leveling up quickly. Choosing all the middle questions, we would level up normally, just like, oh, here you leveled up, and then choosing on the last questions, we'll level up quickly in the beginning, but we'll slowly deteriorate as we get to a certain point. It's like, oh yeah, it's gonna take this much to get to the next level. So, for the sake of this run, even since I played this game so many times and I've beaten this in Proud Mode enough times, I'm gonna go ahead and choose quick beginning. Being decisive, and finally getting old. Oh, wait, to be strong. My bad. So, collect things, being decisive. Your adventure begins in the dead of night. Your road won't be easy, but the rising sun generates that. Or I guess I got it backwards with the top and bottom one. But you know what? Regardless, I'm gonna be grinding, like clearing almost every room that I go through. So, in my opinion, it works out. And one of my favorite designs for the Stations of Awakening. Oh my god, Aurora's and Belle's are my top two favorites. And I guess in the number 3 slot would have to most definitely be Snow White. But this one right here is my absolute favorite from a design standpoint. And Belle's is great too. I wish it could have been like, I don't know, they could have changed the look of it a little bit better. But oh my god, Aurora's Station of Awakening is amazing. Alright, so now we definitely get experience points. And I believe we get a strength increase from these guys. Come on. That's it? Alright. Oh, well, it's because I chose the bottom answers. Leveling up slowly. That's not that bad, I'm used to. If I played the game normally, how I'm supposed to go through, like, the path I'm supposed to take story-wise, then leveling up would be no problem. But sometimes, lately these past couple of times I played this game, I would skip a world to get to a stronger one so I could level up quicker with the stronger enemies and get a stronger Keyblade out of it. That's a whole different reasoning. Let's save. Ooh, not that one. It's my crazy run. 7 hours, 57 minutes. I feel like that's my personal best. Even though speedrunners can reach 3 hours. But this one will take much longer and maybe less time. Maybe like still maybe under 15 hours because the speedster trophy, under 15 hours is like, I guess, what they considered like, oh man, you're an awesome player. Oh yeah, we can't go back. I wish I had dodge roll from the start, but it's fine. Second favorite design, I like it. I like the fact that Beast is back there. I think they could, like... Is his eyes empty? Nope, he has pupils. It's fine. I feel like it would have been fine without Beast, and they could have, like, put something else behind Belle, but it's fine. It's fine. It's a good... It's still one... It's number 2 in the spot, in the list. Shadow Sora, who we will see much later on in the run, in the playthrough. But in actuality, we're fighting Darkseid. One of my favorite bosses, to be honest. I was really happy to see his return, like 100% like full return in 0.2. Sure, he made his appearance of Recoded and some missions in 358, but like 0.2 did it right in terms of bringing him back. Alright, so the great thing about Darkseid is his only weak points are his hands and his face, which we're gonna try to go through. Oh. Ah, come on, man. There we go. Extra tech points if we get the face, which I took too long on, but it's fine. There are these guys. not die here. First time I have to use a potion in this fight. Alright, it's definitely good for the face this time. It's actually weaker at the face, so that's why I normally do aim for it from the start. I was doing some bad platforming. Nah, Kingdom Hearts 1 platforming isn't bad. It's just the collision detection and ledge grabbing could like was what irked me half the time. Wait, not skipping it. I'm adjusted to like just skipping. But this playthrough is solely for the people that are getting into the series, which I've been trying to do this whole time for my channel. But once I'm finally done, I could do other stuff. I'm just living up to my name, my YouTube name is all. You're the one who will open the door. How does Ventus know that? How does he know? I still say it's Ventus. It definitely has to be him. But, well, turns out it was a dream for Sora. At least he thinks it's a dream. Well, sort of. He has doubts if it was a dream. But here we are.
Whoa! Give me a break, Kairi.
Sorry, you lazy bum. I knew that I'd find you.
Nobody's character
down
models
here.
changed. It's only Sora's.
Those huge black things swallowed me up. I couldn't
But this was
breathe,
not his original character model.
Are you still dreaming?
It wasn't a dream. Or was
Or
it?
somewhat. There's some instances where it kind of has the old model,
What was that
but not.
place? So bizarre.
Yeah, sure.
But they definitely
Say, Kairi,
reconstructed this game from the ground
was your
up
hometown
in
like?
terms of
You know, where you
the
grew up?
character model is looking a
I've
little bit
told
more
you before.
refined.
I don't remember.
The subtitles
Nothing at all?
updated too. Like the subtitles
Nothing.
the text
You
is
ever wanna go
actually
back?
slightly bigger than what it looks.
Well, I'm happy here.
Really?
But you know, I wouldn't mind going to see it.
I'd like to see it too. Along,
Along
with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all.
And you will,
So what are we
Sora.
waiting for?
Hey! Aren't you guys forgetting about me?
Is that a chafe your ankles?
So, I guess I'm the only one working on the raft. And you're just as lazy as he is.
He's
So
one of
you
the. He has the easy
Okay,
spiky hair
we'll finish
because it
it
goes
together.
downward.
I'll
Sora
race
has
you.
tough spiky hair because he has to keep
Are
it
you
up.
kidding?
How he keeps
Ready?
it up, I do not
Go!
know. That hair truly defies gravity. And they kind of cut this scene a bit, a little bit, because when Kairi after says ready go, Sora they take like 2 seconds for Sora to look at each other and then they start running. After the second that Kairi says go, they immediately start running. And here's the game, ladies and gentlemen. I know, now we start. Yay. Alright, so I would normally talk to Kari for the supplies, but I don't have to. We're just gonna get the supplies from the start, which is really just 3 logs, I believe. Let's go up to Riku to be sure. Yeah, some logs, a cloth, and rope. That's it. All we need. Once I collect all the stuff, I'm actually going to spar with the crew. A mixture of Final Fantasy X and 8. And we'll start things off with Tidus once I get up there, and end it with Riku. You know, to me, it's always weird for like I understand it's their own story and they want to utilize. And it's Square Enix, like they want to utilize their characters differently, but like it is. But I want to understand why they decided to like change up most of the Final Fantasy characters in terms of origin and age. Like like Tidus, Waka, and Selphie, they're much older than Sora in their respective games. I believe Selphie is 18 or 17, and Tidus and Waka are like 19, 18 definitely in their respective games. So Waka, I would say 20 to be honest.
Hey, Sora, you feel lucky today?
But you don't know who they are until you read the character bios in the journals. And you really can't tell who they are until you really look at their character models and see the original bridge. Like this is, like I wouldn't think this would be Tidus until I played Final Fantasy VII. And I'm like, okay, I could see the hands, you know, one leg of the hands is longer. His sandals kind of resemble his shoes, and his, you know, he like, and he's regardless. I mean, he kind of is wearing a shirt here, but he's like, you know, no tank top is what I want to say. Tidus is the second strongest character in this, and he always gives you 2 XP.
Oh, man.
And if you block his attack in a certain way, you would also get XP for blocking. The one thing I love about 2 is that you always get experience points from blocking an enemy, so whether it be 1 or 2 points, which is fine because that would help because you could block it almost infinitely if you wanted to.
Okay, don't hold back.
So Tidus was fighting style is to mimic him using a sword, and apparently Selphie's fighting style is to mimic her nunchucks or tonfas, I believe she used in Final Fantasy VIII. She's the weakest of the gods. Oh yeah, there's no invisible walls for the fights, so if you go out of bounds, you go out of bounds. They can go out of bounds, but we can't. You gotta make her come to me. Sometimes she lets her trip on enough food. There we go. Just 1 XP.
Oh, I can't believe I lost.
Selphie's outfit was more towards her normal design. And then finally we find our main guy, Waka.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Waka's preferred method of combat is with his blitzball. And you can play baseball with it, but it hurts like heck. You can hit him with his own ball to stun him a little bit. And you get tough points with each time you hit him. Ooh, that was close. Luckily your health refills out of each fight. And then nice little thing with this, if you really are feeling lucky, after defeating all 3 of these guys, you talk to Tidus again and you have the option to fight all 3 at once, which I will not do in this run. It was just, which I'll not do this run, but only because I'm in proud mode and they would kill me all 3 at once in my current level. But the most fun person to fight is Riku, and this is the only point in the game where you can fight him. Like, just friendly fight, that is. Why did I say no? Riku gives you the most XP. After defeating him, he gives you 5. Tidus only gives you 2, Waka and Selphie only give you 1 after defeating them. But the thing with Waka is that he has a secondary move with his Blitzball, and if you knock that Blitzball when he does that attack, he gives you 2 tech points.
Don't tell me you're giving up already.
Riku's attacks are easy to read, once you know how they work.
Come on.
But you still have to watch how when he does that front, that attack where he comes bouncing back up, because his big feet will definitely hurt you.
You still don't got it. My turn. Come on. Come on. My turn. Come on. Come on. Come on.
When he does the front attack more often is because he's close to dying. He's like, okay, I'm resorting to revenge value. Sweet. And each victory Riku, you get a potion, which I'm actually going to gather a few, to be honest. So just a few more potions, and then we're going to end the day. At this point in the story, I think you can only go to 3 potions. Oh, that's quite level up at this point.
Come on!
Come on!
Come on! Hey! Don't tell me you're giving up already. Hey! Don't tell me you're giving up already. My turn. Come on.
Still no visible walls out here. You can't get out of bounds here. Wow.
Don't tell me you're giving up already. My turn. Come on. Come on. My turn. Come on. You still don't got it. My turn. Come on. My turn. Come on. Come on! Come on! Come on! My turn!
Hey, defense up. Awesome. Could be best 2 out of 3, but I'm feeling unlucky. 3 in a row and then we're done. It's for the sake of getting potions.
Come on! Don't tell me you're giving up already. My turn. Come on!
Come on, Riku.
Come on! Come on! Come on!
Come on!
Come on!
Come on!
Come on! Come on! Come on!
Alright. 3-0, got 3 potions. Sweet. Should I get one more for good measure? I'm good. Just take the supplies back to Kairi. We're all done for first day in Destiny Islands. Your time in Destiny Islands just gets your feet wet. Have platforming as well as dealing with enemies, bosses, somewhat.
So, Kairi's home is out there somewhere, right?
Could be. We'll never know by staying here.
But how far could a raft take us?
Who knows? If we have to, we'll think of something else.
So, suppose you get to another world. What would you do there?
Well, I haven't really thought about it. It's just, I've always wondered why we're here, on this island. If there are any other worlds out there, why did we end up on this one? And suppose there are other worlds. Then ours is just a little piece of something much greater. So, we could have just as easily ended up somewhere else, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's so chill.
That's why we need to go out there and find out.
I bet you when Riku was coming up with this, like, this whole philosophy of
same old
his. It's
stuff.
like sort of like, oh, you're
let's
crazy, but
go.
I'll follow you. You're my best friend.
You've been thinking
So
a
like the
lot
Naruto
lately,
Sasuke effect
haven't
in a
you?
weird way. Like Sasuke is all about power,
Thanks
not
to
just
you.
like I'll help you. You know, you're my best buddy. It's
If you
just like,
hadn't
calm
come
down,
here,
buddy. It's not a little crazy.
I probably would have never thought of any of this.
Sorry, I was a little bit
Thanks.
jealousy. Like, man, he's be so cool around Kairi.
You're welcome.
Sora's cool as always. He's just more cheery than Riku at
Sora!
this moment in time.
You wanted one, didn't you?
A Palpu fruit?
If two people share one, their destinies become intertwined. They'll remain a part of each other's lives, no matter what. Come on, I know you want to try it.
What are you talking?
They bring the significance of the Palpu fruit, but they never really get to use the Palpu fruit. At least for Sora and Kairi. I think it would be nice if they did. I feel like in Kingdom Hearts 3, Kairi should like surprise Sora with a Palpu fruit. You know, a piece of a Palpu fruit, or rather, Palpu fruit ice cream. And just say, oh, sorry, by the way, our ice creams came from the same Palpu fruit. Nice little cute moment, but that's just my fanfic. Such big doors. At hand. Number 2 coming in. Should I say number 3? It's Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy. Why does he need such a big antechamber? Why does he have a statue of Donald and Goofy? How did you not see him when you came in? Well, I mean, I understand you had your eyes closed, but not the entire time, right? I like that little noises. You know, in the beta version, in the beta trailer for this game, I actually showcased that you could wander around Disney Castle. In fact, in the world map, you can go to Disney Castle's there, it's just that you can't go to it. So, in the coding of the game, Disney Castle is there, you just can't visit it. Because I guess for time constraints. I guess maybe you were allowed to go there, but I guess to make up for it, they added it in Kingdom Hearts 2. Which I assume the mission that they wanted to give it, which is you're supposed to save Disney Castle from the Heartless, and just that, because this place has too much light to keep for the darkness to stay very long. Like Sora was just meant to be like cleanup crew, like oh yeah, a little bit of darkness seeped in. Hopefully Daisy comes back. And that's it for this part. I'm gonna end the part here because this is considered day 2 of Destiny Islands. I could do all Destiny Islands in this part, but that's already long enough, so I might cut it off here. Characters somewhat move. Tidus just was put in Riku's spot, and Riku is actually on the other side of the island, which we now have access to, because you see that hole up there, it was closed earlier. But now it's not. And where Kairi was standing, we can go through the door now. But I'm gonna call it a part here. So if you really like this little playthrough, like, comment. If you feel like it, subscribe. You know, I could use it. I already have a few. Hopefully I get a lot more in the future, but all in all, thanks for watching, guys. I'll bring more content soon. Peace.